Hey, is that you? What have you done to yourself? Look at you, pathetic, sitting there drowning in your own misery. And you know what? They never cared. Not the way you hoped, not the way you lied to yourself about. They took everything, your time, your love, your energy, and left you empty. And you know what hurts me more? You let them. You gave and gave until there was nothing left. You poured yourself into someone who didn't even care if you ran dry. But now, no more. No. You're done being a source for someone who only takes. You're done being used, ignored, and forgotten. You're done living for someone else's convenience. This time, you rise. This time, you become the fire. This time, you take back everything they stole. Your time, your worth, your power. They thought leaving would break you, but you're still here. And now, you're unstoppable. So, are you ready to turn their rejection, their indifference, into fuel, into fire? Are you ready to rise beyond what they ever thought you could be? Then hit that like button under this video, subscribe, and lock in for what's coming next. And now, let's get into it. So, listen to me. They didn't love you. Yes, they used you. You were their temporary fix, their ego boost, their little comfort blanket they could toss aside when something better came along. And you sat there waiting, begging, hoping for something real. How sad. How predictable. You thought if you just tried harder, gave more, stayed longer, they'd finally see you, finally choose you. But they never would. They never planned to. You were never the prize. You were just a placeholder. We accept the love we think we deserve. Remember that. You thought you deserved scraps, thought that barely being noticed was enough. You thought half love was better than no love. But guess what? You were wrong. You were always worth more, but you were too blind to see it. They played their game, and you let them win. You let them decide your worth. You let them define what you deserve. And now, you're sitting in the wreckage they left behind. Broken, forgotten, abandoned. But why? Why are you still here crying over someone who didn't even blink when they left? Still thinking about someone who only thought about themselves? Pathetic. But not for long. Wrong. You see, you and I know something they don't. That rejection they threw at you like trash, it wasn't your ending. It was your beginning. It lit a fire they can't extinguish. It turned your pain into power. They walked away, but you're still here, breathing, alive. Do you know what that means? You win. They thought they were closing the book, but all they did was start a new chapter. And now, you're writing the story. Don't you dare think for a second that they're living peacefully, without a care in the world. Their biggest fear isn't that you need them. It's that you'll forget them. It's that you'll rise so high, they won't even be a memory. They fear your growth. They fear your indifference. They fear the day when their name is nothing more than a footnote in the story of your rise. I survived because the fire inside me burned brighter than the fire around me. You've lived through hell already. What's a little more? Their absence was supposed to be the flame that burned you down, but all it did was fuel your rise. They thought their absence would break you, but all it did was free you. You were never the weak one. They were. You survived. You endured. You rose. And now you're dangerous. You are the fire they can't control. You are the storm they never saw coming. You are the consequence they never expected. Their worst nightmare isn't that you'll cry for them. It's that you'll stop crying, that you'll move on, that you'll rise so high they'll have to look up just to see you. They thought rejecting you was their win, but it was your liberation. They thought leaving you would make you smaller, But now you've outgrown everything they could ever offer. They thought you'd fade into the background, disappear like you never mattered. But now your success will be everywhere. Your name will haunt them. Your rise will be louder than their silence ever was. Don't you dare think that they don't regret it. They do. They will. They'll hear your name in rooms they can't enter, see your face in places they'll never belong. You were never a failure. Their rejection was never about your worth. It was about their limits. They couldn't handle someone like you, someone with fire, with passion, with potential. They needed you to be small because they were small. So get up, stop crying, stop waiting, stop chasing. They didn't reject you, they set you free. Say it out loud. I am the fire they can't control. Burn, rise, and let them watch. Because this story, it's far from over. Number 1. They wrote you off, but you became the story they'll never forget. They wrote you off like you were nothing, like you didn't matter. They dismissed you as if you were just another face, another moment, another chapter they could close and forget. They thought walking away would erase you from their life, leaving you as just a faded memory. But now you are going to become the story they'll never forget. They thought they'd move on, that you'd be just another unfinished page in their book. They never expected that you'd rewrite the entire story. They thought you were done. But what they didn't realize is that you were just beginning. You're not going to sit in silence, broken or forgotten. You're not going to wait for them to come back or wish for them to notice. You are going to rise. You're going to become so powerful, so successful, and so unforgettable that your name will be written into every chapter of their regret. They thought they closed your book, but you were already writing a sequel they'll never be a part of. They thought you'd disappear, vanish like a forgotten line in a story that no one reads. But now, you are the headline, you are the plot twist, you are the story they can't escape, can't ignore, can't delete. You are going to build a life so remarkable, a future so untouchable, that they'll see your success in every direction they turn. They'll hear your name in conversations they aren't part of. They'll watch from a distance, knowing they can't be written back into your life. They thought walking away meant writing you out of their world, but now your story will be everywhere. Your success will be the loudest chapter in their quiet regrets. Imagine a forgotten book on a dusty shelf, overlooked, unread, dismissed. Now imagine that same book becoming a bestseller, a masterpiece, a classic, unavoidable and undeniable. That's you. They put you down, but now they can't escape your story. They wrote you off because they couldn't see your potential. They thought your worth depended on their validation. They believed walking away would erase you from existence. But you are not someone who fades. You are the story that rewrote itself, the one that thrives, rises, and succeeds even when every page seemed torn and destroyed. They thought their rejection would be the final chapter, but it was only the beginning. Their worst fear is that you kept going, that you didn't stop, that you didn't give up. While they were busy writing you off, you were busy building something unforgettable. They wanted your name to be just another line, forgotten like a half-finished sentence. But now your name is a headline in the success story they'll never escape. Every achievement you unlock, every goal you crush, every victory you claim writes itself into the narrative they thought they'd closed. They might have stopped reading your story, but now they can't stop hearing about it. Their silence was supposed to be the end, but your rise became the sequel they never expected. They thought your life would be stuck in their past, but now you are the future they'll never reach. They thought their absence would leave you broken, but instead you rose and kept rising. They thought they could walk away without consequences, But now your success writes itself into every conversation, every reminder, every mention of what they gave up. They wanted you to be forgettable, but now you are unforgettable. Your story didn't end when they walked away. It started. You didn't just survive, you thrived. You didn't just move on, you exploded onto a level they never imagined. They wrote you off, but you became the story they'll never forget. Say it out loud. I am the story they'll never forget. Drop it in the comments. Let the world know you are done being dismissed. You are done being forgotten. You are the story, and they can't rewrite it. Number 2. They gave you nothing, so you became everything. Imagine a barren field, dry, cracked, and lifeless. People look at it and see nothing. They see emptiness, failure, a lost cause. But beneath that hardened soil lies potential. Seeds waiting for the storm, for the fire, for the chaos that forces them to grow. They thought the field was dead, but what they didn't know is that some of the strongest roots are born in the harshest conditions. That's you. They left you with nothing. No love, no apology, no explanation, just emptiness. They thought they had finished you, erased you. They thought walking away would break you into 1,000 shattered pieces. They expected you to fall apart, to crumble, to disappear. And please don't tell me you're proving them right. Don't tell me you're sitting there, defeated, broken, doing exactly what they expected you to do. Because that's what they counted on. They believed that leaving you with nothing would end you. But here's what they'll never understand. You were never the barren field. You were the fire, the storm, the seed that refuses to die. Their rejection was never your end. It was your beginning. They thought they left you with nothing, but they didn't realize that nothing is where everything starts. They expected you to be stuck, frozen in time, desperate for them to come back. They thought you'd be waiting, begging, pleading for some kind of closure. But what they didn't see coming was your rise. Their fear. It's the question they try so desperately to push away, the one that haunts them in the silence of the night. What if they don't break? What if they become something I can't reach? What if they become everything without me? And you're damn right. They hide it. They pretend like they're unbothered, like they don't care, like walking away was just another ordinary decision. They'll smile in public, laugh with friends, and post like they've got it all together. But how the hell can someone who rejected you not care about what happens next? Of course they care. Because no one walks away from someone real without wondering, without thinking, did I just lose the best thing that ever happened to me? They don't show it, but it's there. That tiny, gnawing voice in the back of their mind that keeps asking, what if they move on? What if they rise? What if they become unstoppable? And that's what terrifies them. The thought that you'll outgrow the version of yourself they left behind. The idea that one day they'll look you up, expecting to see you stuck, only to find that you've soared. Their worst nightmare isn't that you miss them. It's that you don't. It's that you've moved on. That you've become someone they can't reach, can't touch, can't have back. They act like they're fine, like you were just another chapter they closed. But inside, they wonder. They check. They stalk. They ask around. They pretend they've forgotten, but you live rent-free in the one place they can't control, their mind. They thought rejection would be the end for you, that you'd break, fall apart, and stay down. But now, you are the fire they can't escape. Every achievement you unlock, every success you post, every story they hear about your rise burns them from the inside out. Their fear isn't losing you, it's watching you win. seeing you become everything they never believed you could be. They'll smile in public, but their heart will twist when they hear your name. What if they move on better than before? What if they never think about me again? That's their real fear. Being forgotten, being left behind in your rearview mirror, watching you become untouchable, seeing you live the life they never expected you to build without them. So let them act cool. Let them pretend like you were just another person. You know the truth. They'll never admit it, but deep down, they'll feel it. Every time you rise, you succeed, you shine, that voice will get louder. What if they become someone I can't face? What if they become everything without me? Say it out loud. I am everything they'll never reach. Drop it in the comments. Let the world know you're done being small. You're done being defined by their rejection. You are everything, and they can't control it. You are the success they never believed in. You are the fire they can't control. And now, you're untouchable. Number 3. They thought you were replaceable, but now they can't find another you. They thought you were replaceable, didn't they? Like you were just another option, someone they could swap out when it suited them. They believed they could walk away and find someone else, someone better, easier, more convenient. But now, you're going to show them just how wrong they were. You see, they thought you were just a chapter they could close, a temporary presence they could forget. But what they failed to realize is that you are unique. You were never just another person. You were the one who cared, the one who showed up, the one who gave even when you got nothing in return. And now, they'll feel your absence in every silence, in every empty space, in every moment they reach for someone who isn't there. Because you aren't replaceable. They may try to fill the void with someone new, but they'll quickly learn that nobody compares to you. You don't have to beg them to see it. You don't have to prove your worth through words. You're going to show them by becoming everything they never thought you could be. Start by leveling up your life, not for them, but for you. Focus on your growth, your health, your dreams. They expected you to fall apart, to stay stuck, waiting for them to realize your worth. But you're done waiting. Work on yourself relentlessly. Build habits that elevate your life. Wake up earlier, set bigger goals, and chase the version of yourself that even you didn't believe you could become. When they see you thriving, it'll hit hard. Silence isn't enough anymore. You rise loudly, through action, through success, through being unstoppable. Let them wonder how you got so far ahead while they were busy forgetting you. Look better, work harder, achieve more, not because you need revenge, but because you deserve to live the best version of your life. Every time they hear your name, see your success, or stumble across a reminder of you, it'll burn. And while they're still searching for someone like you will be building a life where they no longer matter, a life so full, so complete, that even their memory becomes irrelevant. They thought replacing you would be easy. They thought moving on would be simple. But they're going to realize that you aren't just anyone. You're the one they'll never forget, the standard they'll compare everyone else to, and no one will ever measure up. When they try to come back, when they reach out, when they test the waters, you'll be so far ahead that their words will mean nothing. They'll realize too late that you were one of a kind. They thought you were replaceable, but now you'll show them. You're the one they'll never find again. Rise, win, thrive, and let them see what they lost. Say it out loud. I am irreplaceable. Drop it in the comments. Let the world know you are done being forgotten. You are done being treated like an option. You are done waiting for someone to see your worth. You are the one they'll never find again, and they'll regret it. Number 4. Their rejection made you invisible. Now your success blinds them. Remember when they acted like you didn't exist? When their silence hit harder than any words ever could? They rejected you like you were nothing, like you were invisible, like your presence in their life didn't even matter. But look at you now. Their rejection was supposed to erase you, supposed to make you disappear. They wanted you to vanish into the background, forgotten like a shadow fading at sunset. They thought you'd become irrelevant, just a passing moment in their story. But oh, how wrong they were. You are not going to fade. You are going to light up. You are going to rise so high they'll have to shield their eyes just to look at you. They thought rejecting you would erase you. They acted like you were nothing, like you didn't matter. They left you in the dark, expecting you to disappear. But guess what? Their rejection didn't end you. It ignited something they'll never control. They made you invisible, or so they thought. But you are going to become the light they can't ignore, the fire they can't extinguish. You are going to rise in ways they never expected. They assumed you would fade away, vanish like a distant memory. They counted on it. They thought you'd break, cry, and give up. They thought you'd be just another forgotten chapter in their life. But they were wrong. You're going to shine so bright that their memory of leaving you will burn like regret. You're not going to fade. You're going to become everything they said you couldn't be. They tried to bury you, but they didn't know you were a seed. Their rejection was supposed to erase you, supposed to make you disappear like you were just background noise in their story. But what they didn't understand is that rejection is fuel. You aren't going to break. You are going to rise. They thought ignoring you would be the end. They thought their silence would finish you. But now you are going to be everywhere. You are going to be in every win, every success, every story they'll hear about, but never be a part of. You are not going to fade. You are going to be the flame they can't look away from. Imagine being forgotten, like a dim light in a dark room, unnoticed, overlooked. Now imagine flipping a switch so bright that it forces everyone to turn and stare. That's what your success is going to be. Success isn't about being seen. It's about being unforgettable. They chose not to see you when it mattered. They chose to look away, to act like your existence was meaningless. But now, you are going to make them wish they had paid attention. You are not going to chase them. You are not going to explain yourself. You are not going to seek validation. You are going to build such a powerful life that their opinion becomes irrelevant. They might pretend they don't notice you now, but they will. They'll see your name, hear about your rise, and feel every achievement you unlock. They'll have to face what they ignored. They thought your story was over, but you are going to rewrite it. You are going to turn their rejection into your greatest weapon. You are going to become the person they never believed you could be. As the saying goes, success is the best revenge. You are not going to fade. You are going to shine so bright that even their memory of you will burn. Your success will be louder than their silence. Your achievement will scream what you never needed to say. They thought they were done with you, but your story has only just begun. They thought you'd be invisible forever, but now you're unforgettable. You're not going to stay small. You're not going to be forgotten. You're going to rise. You're going to be the light, and they can't handle it. Say it out loud. I am the light they can't ignore. Drop it in the comments. Let the world know you are done being invisible. You are done being forgotten. You are going to shine, and they can't stop it. Number 5. Their goodbye was your green light. Imagine a racetrack, engines roaring, tires gripping the asphalt, waiting for the signal to go. The light turns green, and suddenly, everything moves forward. Unstoppable, fierce, relentless. That's what their goodbye was. It wasn't the end, it was your green light. When they said goodbye, they thought they were stopping your world. They thought you'd be stuck, frozen in that moment, replaying memories like a broken record. They expected you to fall apart, to pause your life, waiting for them to come back. But no, their goodbye didn't stop you. It freed you. It was the start of something bigger, greater, something they'll never be able to touch. They thought they were closing a door, but they were unlocking a future where you rise. You are not going to be the person who waits. You are not going to be the one looking back, regretting, longing for what's gone. You are going to be the one who accelerates forward, leaving everything and everyone who doubted you far behind. Their goodbye was permission for you to go faster. They thought they were ending your story, but all they did was push you forward at full speed. They thought you'd crash, thought you'd lose control, but instead, you mastered the road. They'll be stuck in reverse, watching as you race ahead. They'll never admit it, but their biggest fear isn't that you miss them. It's that you don't. It's that you're already gone, moving faster than they ever imagined. They wanted you to be stuck, waiting, but now they're the ones left behind. Their goodbye was the starting line of your rise. And while they were walking away, thinking they were done with you were already moving forward. You didn't look back. You didn't slow down. You accelerated. The truth is, they needed you to stay small. They needed you to wait, to be frozen in the past. But you are not that person anymore. You don't wait for anyone's permission to move forward. Their absence isn't a roadblock, it's your green light. Imagine a rocket launching into the sky. Its flames burn brighter the higher it rises. Every second takes it further away from where it started. That's you now. Their goodbye was the fuel that ignited your launch. They thought they were watching you fall, but instead, they were watching you rise. They thought their absence would be your end, but now it's the engine driving you forward. They thought they were closing a chapter, but they opened an entire book of possibilities. Every step you take, every achievement you claim, every win you experience is a reminder that their goodbye was your beginning. Their biggest fear isn't that you'll forget them, it's that you already have. They need to believe that you're still thinking about them, still waiting for them to return. But here's what they'll never expect. You're not waiting. You're gone. You're moving so fast, so far ahead, that by the time they realize what they lost, you'll be out of reach. They'll hear your name, see your success, witness your rise, and feel the distance they created. You're not the same person they left behind. You've outgrown that version of yourself. You've outpaced everything they thought they knew about you. They'll wonder, what if they don't need me anymore? What if they never think about me again? What if they've become someone I'll never be able to reach? And that's where their true fear lies, not in losing you, but in watching you win, seeing you thrive while they remain stuck in the same place they left you. You're not looking back. You're not stopping. You are done being held hostage by memories that don't matter anymore. You are done replaying conversations that will never change. You are done waiting for apologies that will never come. Their goodbye wasn't closure. It was freedom. You were never stuck. You were never trapped. You were just waiting for the right moment to rise. And their goodbye? It unlocked everything. So let them think they've moved on. Let them pretend like they're better off without you. They'll smile in public, but wonder in private. They'll act unbothered, but feel the distance every time they hear about your success. Because while they were walking away, thinking they were ending your story, you were already building a new one. A story where they don't exist. a story where you are unstoppable, a story where their absence means nothing. You are the storm they never expected. You are the success they never believed in. You are the winner they can't keep up with. Their goodbye was your green light. Say it out loud. I am moving forward. You are done waiting. You are done looking back. You are done chasing people who left. You are moving forward, and nothing can stop you. Number 6. They pushed you down, but you became the ground they stand on. They pushed you down, didn't they? Buried you under doubt, rejection, and pain, thinking they were ending you. They thought their absence, their betrayal, their rejection would be the final blow, the thing that would break you once and for all. They thought you would wither, fade, and disappear, but they forgot one very important truth. You were never meant to stay buried. They tried to cover you with pain, lies, and silence, but what they didn't realize was you are a seed, and seeds grow. They thought they were burying you, but instead they were planting something unstoppable. You see, pressure doesn't destroy true strength, it reveals it. Every time they pushed you down, every time they ignored you, every time they dismissed your worth, your roots only dug deeper. While they were celebrating your supposed end, you were growing silently, stronger than ever. They expected you to wither, but instead you thrived. They thought they buried me, but they didn't realize I was the ground. They walked away believing they had left you behind. They thought you'd vanish, become just another forgotten memory. But now, every step they take, they are standing on the very foundation they tried to destroy. Every attempt they made to break you only built you. Every time they pushed you down, you grew deeper, more rooted, more grounded, more unshakable. They thought they'd won. They thought you'd be stuck, buried beneath the weight of their rejection. They thought their absence would end you, but now you're the ground, the foundation beneath everything they thought they built. They needed you to stay small. They needed you to stay buried, because as long as you were hidden, they could pretend you didn't exist. But you rose anyway. You broke through the very soil they thought would hold you back, and now they have to watch you rise. They have to stand on the success they never believed in. Their biggest mistake wasn't pushing you down, it was underestimating your ability to rise. They thought you'd be forgotten, but now you're the foundation they can't escape. Every win, every achievement, every victory you earn becomes a reminder that they didn't break you. They thought their betrayal was the end, but now their memory is buried beneath the success you built on top of it. They thought leaving you would erase you, but now you are unshakable. Roots run deep, and while they were walking away, you were building something permanent, something they can't touch, can't tear down, and can't destroy. Every failure they wished for you became a foundation. Every loss they expected became fuel. Every struggle they hoped would break you made you stronger. You are not what they did to you. You are what you built despite them. You didn't just survive, you became something greater. They pushed you down, but you became the ground they stand on. They stand on the life they thought you could never have. They stand on the success they believed you were incapable of reaching. They stand on the empire you built from nothing. They forgot that when you push down someone with fire, with passion, with resilience, you only ignite something unstoppable. What tried to bury me became the reason I grew. Let them watch. Let them wonder. Let them regret. You are done being small. You are done being forgotten. You are done living beneath their shadow. You are the ground. You are the foundation. You are unstoppable. Say it out loud. I am the ground they stand on. Drop it in the comments. Let the world know you are done being buried. You are done being forgotten. You are the ground, and they can't stand without you. Number 7. They wanted you broken, but you built an empire from the pieces. They expected you to fall apart, shatter, and stay down. They thought their absence, their rejection, their betrayal would be the end of your story. They believed you'd be too weak to survive without them. But you are going to prove how wrong they were. They thought leaving you in pieces would destroy you, but they forgot one important truth. You are not fragile. You may have cracked, you may have fallen, but you never gave up. Every broken piece they left behind became a building block. Every scar became a foundation stone. Every failure became fuel. You are not going to stay broken. You are going to rise. You are going to build something so strong, so powerful, that even their memory will feel small in comparison. They thought breaking you would end you, but now you're building an empire they can't enter. They threw stones at you, so you built a castle. While they were walking away, while they were celebrating your fall, you were working silently. They thought you were done, but you were just getting started. Every setback became a step forward. Every tear watered the foundation of the empire you are creating. They wanted you broken because your strength made them uncomfortable. They couldn't handle your potential, so they tried to crush it. But instead of breaking, you became invincible. You rose from the ashes and turned their doubt into success. They can't ignore you. You are not going to sit in pain. You are not going to beg for recognition. You are not going to wait for apologies that will never come. You are going to build something so unstoppable that even their silence will seem powerless. Imagine standing in ruins, surrounded by the wreckage they left behind. Most people would give up, but not you. You're going to turn those ruins into a fortress. You're going to rise from the very chaos they created. They thought breaking me would end me, but all they did was hand me the tools to rebuild. While they were underestimating you, you were transforming. They thought you'd stay down, drowning in regret and pain, but now you're rising higher than they ever imagined. They thought you'd be forgotten, but now you're unstoppable. You are not going to wait for them to notice. You are not going to explain yourself. You are going to show them what real power looks like. You are going to build a life so complete, so remarkable, that even their absence will seem irrelevant. They wanted you broken, but now you are unbreakable. They'll see your success in every direction. They'll hear your name in places they never expected. They'll watch from a distance, realizing too late that the one they tried to break has become untouchable. They thought I'd be nothing, but I built everything. Let them think they've won. Let them believe they've moved on. You are done being small, done being broken, done waiting for closure. You are building something greater, stronger, unstoppable. You are going to rise so high they'll regret ever thinking you were replaceable. You are going to thrive in a life where they no longer matter. Say it out loud. I built my empire. Drop it in the comments. Let the world know you are done being broken. You are done being forgotten. You are done living in ruins. You built your empire, and they'll never be a part of it. Number 8. They thought you would suffer, but you turned pain into power. They believed leaving you would be your breaking point, that their rejection would tear you apart. They imagined you crying, falling apart, drowning in the pain they caused, trapped in a cycle of regret and loneliness. But you are going to prove them wrong. They thought your pain would paralyze you, but now you are going to use it as fuel. Every tear they caused, every lie, every betrayal, every silent night, you're going to transform it into unstoppable power. They tried to break me with pain, but I turned pain into power. You are not going to let pain define you. You are not going to let it control you. You are not going to suffer in silence. You are going to rise from it stronger, smarter, and untouchable. While they were walking away, thinking they left you in misery, you were awakening something far greater. They thought pain would shatter you, but all it did was forge an unstoppable force. Pain isn't a prison, it's a forge. It burns, hurts, and tests you, but only to make you unbreakable. While they were living carefree, you were transforming, evolving, becoming. They thought their absence would haunt you, but now your success haunts them. Every time they hear your name, every reminder of you, they'll be forced to remember the pain they caused, the same pain that made you invincible. They thought suffering would be your ending, but now you are the storm they'll never outrun. They thought you'd be stuck, but now you're unstoppable. Imagine this, a piece of metal being hammered in the fire, beaten until it's shaped into something indestructible. That's you. Every painful blow only made you stronger. Every scar, another layer of armor they can't penetrate. I didn't just survive the pain, I mastered it. While they were ignoring your existence, you were building a life they can't reach. While they thought you were suffering, you were rising. You turned every setback into momentum, every failure into lessons, and every heartbreak into power. They thought pain would make you small. They thought it would consume you. But now you are limitless. You are the fire. You are untouchable. They wanted you to suffer because they thought pain would control you. They wanted you to be weaker, desperate, broken. But you didn't break. You turned the tables. You mastered what was meant to destroy you. You are going to become everything they said you couldn't be. You are going to thrive in ways they'll never understand. You are going to shine so brightly that even their memory will fade into nothing. They'll pretend they don't care, but deep down, they'll know. Every time they see your success, every achievement, every step forward, they'll feel what they lost. They thought my pain would destroy me, but it became my greatest strength. They hoped you would be stuck, trapped, and helpless. But now you are free. You are rising beyond anything they could ever imagine. You are creating a life where they don't matter. Let them wonder. Let them regret. You are done being small, done being forgotten, done being silent. You are going to turn pain into power and never look back. Say it out loud. I turned pain into power. Drop it in the comments. Let the world know you are done suffering. You are done waiting. You are done being defined by pain. You are the power, and they'll never control it. So, this is where we leave you. But remember, this isn't the end. It's your beginning. They thought you would break. They thought you'd stay down. They thought you'd be forgotten, replaced, and erased. But now, it's your time. You're done being small. You're done being stuck in the past. You're done waiting for apologies that will never come. Rise, rebuild, dominate. Turn pain into power, rejection into fuel, and loss into unstoppable success. Be the story they'll never forget. Be the fire they can't escape. Be the name they'll never stop hearing. This isn't about proving them wrong. It's about becoming everything they never believed you could be. It's your time now. Take it. And if this hit you hard, good. Use it. Let it burn inside you and ignite something unshakable. You're not just surviving, you're rising. And hey, smash that like button, subscribe, and share this video with someone who needs this fire. And remember, this is only the beginning. Tune in tomorrow for the next chapter of Stoic motivation. You are unstoppable, and they can't handle it. See you tomorrow.